All right, thanks, guys. We have a really interesting marquee matchup in the ACC today. I'm looking forward to breaking down that game. Now, real quick, guys, before we go ahead and dive in, just got to quickly remind you to check me out on my website at patreon.com/brockpage, where we do daily premium sports picks on that website, beginning at just $1.99 per month. We went 3-2 yesterday in our premium picks on that website. We also improved to 12-3 in our last 15 college basketball tier package plays on that site. 8-1 our last 9 NBA tier package plays. And we have another NBA tier package play going off tonight. There's over 1,100 members on that Patreon site. A lot of great handicappers over there. A lot of good information. Guys, link for that site is in the description section below. And you can most certainly check out my current record right on the homepage. That is patreon.com/brockpage. All right, before we get into that ACC matchup, just got to break down our first game. And this is an interesting game as well. We're looking at Big 12 Conference. I'm talking about West Virginia traveling to Texas, 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off in that game. Now, the Mountaineers are favored by 5.5 on the road in this spot here. Total at 126.5. West Virginia's taking the money. Money's on WVU right now. The money's also on the over. We've seen significant movement on both the side and the total in this one. West Virginia open as the 4-point favorite, up to -5.5. Total open 124, up to 126 and a hook. Right now, Texas is plus 205 at home here. Now, the Longhorns, they've won their last 2 straight games. They've also successfully covered the point spread in 5 out of their last 8. Now, the Longhorns rank in the top 35 in the country in points allowed. Very good defensively. They're giving up just 63 points per contest. They're also 10-5 straight up on their home court. Now, Matt Coleman III, 13 points a game, 3 rebounds, 4 assists for him. He's shooting 41% from downtown. Courtney Ramey, 11 points a game, 4 rebounds. And Jericho Sims, 10 points a game, 8 rebounds for him. Now, keep an eye on Sims. He is listed as questionable, battling an injury, so keep an eye on Sims. But once again, he's averaging 10 points a game and 8 rebounds. Now, we're looking at a Texas team who's giving up just 60 points per contest on their home court. They're also 75% against the spread in their games that tipped off at the current point spread. Now, on the other side, West Virginia, really interesting here. They're just 25% against the spread in their games that tipped off at the current number themselves. They're also just 2-6 against the spread as the official road favorite. Now, the Mountaineers have dropped 4 out of their last 5 games, and they failed to cover the point spread in 6 out of their last 8. Now, total-wise, the Mountaineers are 7-0 to the under in their last 7. 80% to the under as the official road team. Meanwhile, Texas on the other side, 60% to the under on their home court this year. I'm going to lean toward the Longhorns, keeping this one close. Give me Texas plus 5.5 and the under 126.5 in that contest. All right, next game. This is the one we are all waiting for. I'm talking about Louisville taking on Florida State. 7 o'clock Eastern tip-off at the Seminoles. Florida State is -2.5, total at 140 and a hook. Not a whole lot of movement on this spread. Pretty good two-way action there. No surprises there. We did see a little bit of movement downward on the total. So once again, total the spread open and remains Florida State -2.5. Total open 141 down to 140 and a hook. Now, if you like Florida State in this matchup here, they have won their last 3 straight. They're also 5-2 against the number in their last 7. The Seminoles rank in the top 40 in home scoring, top 3 in home free throw percentage. Devin Vassell, 13 points a game, 5 rebounds. He's shooting 43% from downtown. Trent Forrest, 12 points a game, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. And MJ Walker, 11 points a game. Walker's also shooting 80% from the stripe. We're looking at a Seminoles team who's averaging 81 points per contest as the official home team. They're also shooting nearly 40% from beyond the arc in that same category. They rank in the top 30 in home defensive rebounding. They are currently 14-0, undefeated as the official home team. Now, Louisville on the other side, just 5-6 against the spread away from home. They also failed to cover the point spread in 4 out of their last 6 games at any location. And one more thing to add about the Cardinals, they've successfully covered the point spread in just 4 out of their 12 games, taking on teams allowing less than 67 points per contest. Now, total-wise, the Cardinals are 6-3 to the over in their last 9. Florida State, 70% to the over in their last 10 themselves. I'm going to lean toward the Seminoles in this one. Give me Florida State -2.5 and the over 140 and a hook in that contest. Next game, Nebraska, Illinois, 8 o'clock Fighting Illini. The Illinois are 13.5, total 144 and a hook. Money's on Illinois. Money's also on the over. Fighting Illini open as the 13-point favorite, up to -13.5. Total open 143.5, up to 144 and a hook. Right now, Nebraska is plus $9 on the money line. Nebraska is right in the middle of a gnarly 11-game losing streak right now. They're also shooting just 40% from the field when they travel. They're giving up 81 points per contest on the road, and their opponents are shooting 37% from downtown when Nebraska travels. One more thing to add, no real surprise here. Nebraska is winless as the official road team, 0-9 straight up as the official road team. Now, Illinois on the other side, they've successfully covered the point spread in 5 out of their last 8. They're also 12-3 straight up as the official home team. The Fighting Illini, they rank at the top 20 in offensive rebounding, top 30 in defensive rebounding on the other end of the court. Now, the Fighting Illini, they're giving up just 62 points per contest on their home court. They're also holding their opponents to just 40% from the field when they're at home as well. Now, 5 out of Illinois' last 7 stayed under the number. They're also 9-5 to the under in the friendly confines. I'm going to lean Illinois -13.5 and the under 144 and a hook in that game. Before we go ahead and move on, just want to take another quick timeout and welcome you to the show. Got some lines and personal leans out for Monday's college basketball action. Happy Monday to you. Hopefully you had a great weekend and you're not too hungover today, although those morning Monday meetings are just absolutely brutal. Nobody wants to be there. But anyway, guys, before we go ahead and move on, just got to take another quick time out and quickly remind you to check me out on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage, where once again we went 3-2 in our premium picks on that site yesterday. Another winning day for us, a 60% day on a Sunday. We improved to 12-3 in our last 15 college basketball tier package plays. We're also 8-1 in our last 9 NBA tier package plays. And the good news is we have another NBA tier package play going off tonight. Guys, we have over 1,100 members on that site. A lot of great handicappers over there. If you want some more information, link for the site is in the description section below. You can also check out my current record for free. It is right on the homepage. That is patreon.com/BrockPage. All right, guys, let's go ahead and dive into a couple more games. The next 3 games I'm going to cover, they're not on our big screen in the back. They're very, very small schools, but definitely some games, if you're looking for some action, you may want to think about. So my next game, South Carolina State taking on Florida A&M, and that's going to be an 8 o'clock Eastern tip-off in that game. Now, A&M opened up 5.5, down to -5. Total open 142.5, down to 141 and a hook. South Carolina State really struggling against the point spread when they travel. Just 5-9 against the spread on the road this year. They're also just 33% against the spread when they're catching points. Florida A&M on the other side, pretty good covering the number at home. 6-1 against the spread in their last 7 on their home court. They're also 80% against the spread as the official home favorite this year. Now, Florida A&M, a lot of unders for them on their home court. 71% to the under in the friendly confines. I'm going to lean toward A&M getting the job done. Give me Florida A&M -5 and the under 141.5 in that contest. Next game, Southern University taking on Alabama A&M. 8:30 Eastern tip-off. Southern U open 2.5, down to -2. Total open 131, down to 130 and a hook. Southern, they are 86% against the spread when they're laying points. Meanwhile, Bama A&M loses of 8 out of their last 10. They scored 66 points or less in 8 out of those 10 as well. Now, Bama A&M, 15-9 to the under on the year. Southern University, 65% to the under when they travel. If you like small school betting, might be one of these games you want to play. I don't know what you want to do with the small schools. I got a couple friends who exclusively bet small schools. This is probably going to be a spot that they're on, but I do like Southern -2 and the under 130.5 in that contest. And of course, one more small school game that I want to take a look at is Alcorn taking on Alabama State. 8:30 Eastern tip-off. Now, Alabama State is -3, total at 135.5. Bama State 5-1 straight up in their last 6. They also successfully covered the point spread in 6 out of their last 9. Meanwhile, Alcorn on the other side, they're just 20% against the spread in their games that tipped off at the current number. They're also 38% against the spread as the official road dog. So Alcorn really not getting the job done for their backers this year with regard to the number. Now, total-wise, Alabama State, 85% to the under when they're at home. I'm going to lean Alabama State getting the job done in the friendly confines. Give me Bama State -3 and the under 135.5 in that game. All right, next and final matchup for the show, it is going to be Oklahoma State taking on Kansas. 9 o'clock Eastern tip-off in that contest. The Jayhawks are -15, huge number here, total at 134. Now we're seeing some money on Oklahoma State. It's a 1-point fade of Kansas. We're also seeing movement. We're also seeing movement upward on the total. Excuse me, guys. I'm sorry. That was incredibly unprofessional. If you watch my earlier video, big case of mushmouth today. I know I have that normally every day, like a speech impediment, but like today, really difficult to get the words out correctly and clearly. But anyway, let's start that over. Kansas opened up -16, down to -15, total open 133, up to 134. Right now, Oklahoma State is plus 1025 on the money line. And if you like the Cowboys in this matchup here, they've successfully covered the point spread in 5 out of their last 6. They're giving up just 65 points per game. Meanwhile, they're holding their opponents to just 40% from the field. Now, Kansas, on the other side, they're covering just 50% of their games on their home court. And they also failed to cover the point spread in 5 out of their last 10 head-to-head matchups with Oklahoma State if you're into historical trends. Now, 4 out of Kansas's last 6 did stay under the total. Kansas just had a big win against a tough Baylor squad on Saturday. This could potentially be a letdown spot for them. These are a lot of points. I like Oklahoma State plus 15 and the under 134 in that game. All right, guys, once again, I apologize for stopping in the middle of the game and hitting myself over the baldness of my head with a notebook. But it's really frustrating when, like, you can't, like, actually say what you want to say because you just have mush mouth and you, just like I did there. But anyway, guys, that is going to do it for me. That's why I put my picks on Patreon. I type them out. I don't speak them. But anyway, guys, that's going to do it for me. Once again, don't forget to check me out on my Patreon website. But most importantly, guys, I got to thank you for joining me right here on YouTube. I really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. Happy Monday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my website at patreon.com/BrockPage.